Describe escalation. All right, so what is escalation here? Warfare expands and increases viciously. This is escalation. Okay, so wars tend to escalate. All right, and so this is what's known as escalation, right? If there is no clear goal, right, warfare will basically just grow and grow and grow and grow. We saw it with Hitler. We saw in Germany how he had to come to a stop because he just decided to expand and expand and expand and expand. Um, the world wasn't worried about Hitler completely dominating. The world is too big for one person to dominate, but he needed to be stopped. All right, so then warfare it expands and it increases viciously. This is escalation, right? Goals must be clear. All right, so if you do go to warfare, do not make it for um any any, like, we'll say, like, mysterious or possible outcome, right? Your goals need to be clear. All right, because then once again you're going into absolute warfare where it just never ends if you don't have a clear goal. Okay, what's next here? uh all right, now, how do we win wars? Okay, so there are a few common factors, right? So every winner in warfare had great communication between the people, those in office, those in government, and the army. Okay, army itself had well trained soldiers. Okay, and those soldiers were left in charge of sergeants or generals, right? Because, ideally speaking, right, if you didn't have sergeants or generals, these privates would probably just, rogue off and not even fight, and we'll lose the war immediately, right? Great communication between the people, government, and the army. So those in high office need to make the correct calls. Those in the army need to make sure that they're executing every detail, every order that the government places, and the people itself, they need to show what's known as economic background support, right? So keep the money going, keep the flow going, keep funding, lives and, to be placed on these frontiers, and to to protect our borders from foreign threats. You can also play psychological games with your enemy, right? You can say, hey, listen, man, if you attack me, guess what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let out this big virus on all your people, and all your people are going to be dead, right? So you can go ahead and start bluffing. Okay, that's another tactic to winning warfare. Um, Warfare is very expensive. Don't think that it's cheap. Don't count your pennies. Count your $100 bills and your gold, because warfare is very expensive. Make sure that you stay strong and true to your opponents. Okay, never breaking for nothing or for anything. Never breaking for anything. Communications between enemies must be clear. Um, Always remember that politicians are in command during any warfare altercation. And last but not least, hit the enemy where it hurts the most. This doesn't mean going into, we'll say, the White House and taking over the White House. No, because eventually, you'll have hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of military officials, surrounding the White House, ready to blow it up. Okay, and then no one wins at this point, right? So don't think they're just capturing the main point where they're whether money is issued or where the other intelligence is located at. No, okay. You need to kind of hit the main forces, right? And so main forces, of course, the people itself. Okay, main forces, their food supply. Main sources, their water supply. Okay, these are key aspects to winning wars.